Yo, what is up everybody? How y'all doing? It's Wolfz back with another tutorial episode, and honestly, I'm not going to lie, I got kind of bored in the office. As most of y'all may have noticed, a ton of changes already. And we are changing our logos, we are changing the channel name soon, to a name that suits us all. So we are super excited for that, and also the content is changing as well. We have lots and lots and lots and lots, I mean lots of ideas for episodes in store. So very exciting indeed. However, today we're doing another tutorial episode. Our last tutorial episodes took off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad we were able to help some of y'all with adding mods and lights and things like that. However, this one's going to be more in depth to a department. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to make CHP authentic looking lighting packages for the marked unit, which is a marked car with a light bar, and also the slick top and also slick top commander. Yes, that's a thing. So we're going to go from there, and believe it or not, I might make some errors throughout this tutorial, mainly due to the fact I haven't made this pattern in almost a year. So if I fuck up, you guys will know because it won't look right. But we're going to go ahead and start. Now, this is my personal way of making this lighting package. There are lots of other ways to make this lighting package. However, this is how I made mine. And we'll go from there. Feel free to pause. Feel free to take notes. We are going to be messing with global settings. I know a lot of people get very confused with global settings. And I'm going to kind of try my best to explain what global setting does for everybody so they can kind of understand it a little bit more. However, today we are not going to be using any grill lights whatsoever. I know it looks kind of jank, but there's going to be a massive reason why I'm not going to use grill lights. And I'm actually changing all of my personal packs with no grill lights because I cannot sync them up with the lights whatsoever. So let's go ahead and start with the marked unit. We're going to go ahead and grab the NR1 light bar. And the reason why I use the NR1 light bar is because it looks the best. Now, some people say the light com can work as well. I just don't like the color of it personally. If it was all black, I might use it, but I do not like that silver whatsoever. So I use the NR1 for almost every single pack that I use in an episode, or etc., etc. Now, some people like to do it this way, where they add two basic reds, which is nothing wrong with doing it like this, but I'm going to show y'all why I don't do it like this. Seems legit. I did it backwards. Gotta love it. Wish you could just hold like a shift button to where you can auto put these. That would be nice. I'm going to set this to 7, and we're going to set this one to 7 as well. Now, a lot of people do it like this, which y'all can see it's a pretty basic looking. It's one of the easiest patterns to make, to be completely honest. But I do mine a little bit differently. And I add 4 slots. I'm going to add pretty much do the same thing I did in the last one. However, add red for all of this, and I'll show you the comparison with the lights on here in a second. There we go. So 1 is going to be red. And yes, this is going to be somewhat of a long tutorial, but that's okay. I'm going to set this to 7. I'm going to skip 1. I'm going to go to 2. Now, some people don't add lights here, but that's perfectly fine. Some people actually skip this one as well because technically this would be a takedown, 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 and then another takedown right around, I think, this area right here. But then you don't have as much light to work with, so I don't do it that way. I know their light bars have interesting takedowns, but they're normally small little LEDs right in between. You can't really do that with FL, unfortunately. Not at this time until they add more light bars with more customizable slots, but that's okay. Alright, and then I'm going to change this scene speed to 7 as well. Now, do you see that that how it kind of flicks the light. There's a pause. So that's why I add 4 scenes instead of 2. I actually had somebody ask me, why do you add 4 scenes when it only requires 2? Mainly due to the fact I like that pause that you can barely see it. But I'm so OCD, I see it, and I like it. Alrighty, now, the cool thing with CHP is their marked cars do not have wigwags in the tail lights, no license plate lights, no lights back here. Yeah, obviously they're going to have a directional. But normally that would be in the light bar. This blue light would stay illuminated, and then the directional would actually do its thing. So, alright, now here's the more confusing part, ladies and gentlemen. This is where a lot of people are going to get confused here. Now, like I said, we're not going to be using grill lights, but that's okay. We're going to add scene number 1 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove those extra slots that I don't need, because obviously we only need it to flash once. There we go. So we just need scene 1 and scene 2. That's 1 light, 1 blank. Alrighty, and we're going to do this for everything. So we're going to start at the very bottom here. And we might have to upgrade the speed on these lights here in a minute, but we'll do that later, because I'm going to do it backwards, and that's due to the fact I kind of don't remember the speed I had it set to. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error, but once we get it set up, it will be a piece of cake. There we go. Alright, so this is how our car is going to look. I actually missed one. Got to love it. There it is. Seems legit. Alrighty, now we have all of these lights set up. Now, the way global speed works. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused. This doesn't control the light bar. This does not control side runners. It does not control license plate lights. It controls the small little add-on LEDs like this, the front here, the mirror lights, all the rear lights, the lights you can put on the bumper down here. That's what global speed is going for. It's not going for light bar, license plate light, side runners, grill lights. So that's why I don't like to use grill lights, because I can't control the actual speed, and then it gets out of sync. Now, unfortunately, if I could sync up the light bar with the mirror lights, oh, dude, we'll be in business. But it's just not a thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the right side to 7, and then I'm going to set the left side to 6. Nope, 8. I apologize. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done this. Now, the thing that I forgot... Yep, so it's just going to be the top one. So now you can already see what we're building here. Alright, fantastic. Now we're in business. I'm starting to get it back, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to set this to 7. We'll leave step number 2 the way it is. So now you see what we're building. Ah, gotta love it. And 7. So there's the one side. Now, like I said, there's not really much I can do with that light bar not being in sync. I'm mad about it. I really am. I wish I could sync the light bar. But that's for the future, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. Now, oh my god, how are you going to make it wigwag? Now, there's 2 different ways we can do it. We can either use global settings, or we can just flip it to scene number 2 and switch the settings. But we're going to go ahead and try both ways out to see which one is easier, as you can see. But I'm going to hit global 1, and there you can see my driver's side and my passenger side. And you can see it's somewhat in sync a little bit better. So, I lied. It's actually in sync. Never mind. I take that back. God damn it. Seems legit. Gotta love it. I'm going to add this to scene 1. And we have one more left. There we go. Got to love it. And there's your perfect wigwag, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip them on. Now, like I said, there's not really much I can do with the lights not being in sync, but at least this is matching. Now, let's go ahead. Now, whenever you add something new, let me go ahead and say this right now. Whenever you add something new, this is where a lot of people get pissed off. When you have a custom global setting put in, and you add, let's say, grill lights, see how it fucks up the speed? See how slow it's going? And that's just, it resets every single time. But we'll fix the global settings in a second, because I'm going to show you why I don't use the grill lights. I'm going to go back into this, and you can see it set to 10. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to set this to 8. I'm going to set this to 7. And now we are back to the speed that we want. Now you can see the difference between using this, because it looks cleaner, because the lights on one side are actually synced up. And yeah, it sucks whenever you have the light bar, but that's okay. But you can see why I don't use it. Now, whenever you remove it, it shouldn't fuck up the speed. No, it shouldn't. Alright, so this is pretty much what I've been using and will continue to use in all of my CHP episodes in the future. And that's due to the fact that these lights are synced up. And I'll take that versus what it was before, because the lights just weren't synced up whatsoever. The cool thing is, if I add lights here, if I add lights in the back, I can sync it up to this side, then that side, and then this side. So I could pretty much have lighting all on this side, then that side, then this side, which is pretty cool. Alrighty, so this is pretty much the easiest way I can show you guys how to make somewhat in sync light package. And you can see it does sync up. So what I want to do, I want to try something just out of curiosity. I know curiosity killed the cat, but see how fast it is? Jesus Christ. That's way too fast. Yeah, there really is no perfect speed to sync the lights up. As you can see, it's just always going to be out of sync. And it needs to be like in between 7 and 6. Like right in between there would be perfect. Alright, but that's okay. Now, alright, so this is pretty much the marked unit, ladies and gentlemen. This is pretty much how I'm starting to make it. Slick top, though, is 10 times easier. 10 times easier to make. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. But before we begin, let's go ahead and go outside and take a look at this lighting package. Hoorah! It's actually pretty synced up pretty decently right here, as you can see. Y'all can see the bar, and then it slowly starts to get out of sync. Gotta love it. But there you go. Y'all can see the grill is matched up with the mirror lights. And that to me is extremely important versus having the grill lights. Because now you have lighting on the side of the car. Like normally there are lights on the side of the car, but they put it on the push bar. You have one light facing this way, one light facing this way, one light here that faces straight, one light here that faces straight as well. So they actually have corner lights as well. But this is what we got to work with, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know what? It's a win-win to me. I like it. It's clean. It's sexy. And the skin just definitely makes it look 10 times better. So let's go ahead and head back inside, and let's go ahead and make a slick top. Now, here's why I prefer to make the CHP slick top versus a marked unit. And that's because all of the lights are set to global setting. So what does that mean? They're all in sync. There is no way it's going to be out of sync. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and edit lights. Again, once you add something or once you add something, it's going to reset your global settings. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and remove the light bar because we don't need that. We're going to go ahead and add the attached double flasher. Doesn't matter what color you pick. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove those scenes here. And this is where I get confused. So this side, because it's backwards, you see? It's backwards, so keep that in mind. So this side's going to be blue, this side's going to be red. And then passenger side is going to be red as well. And there you go. I'm going to set this to 7. And you can already see the look that we're going for. Now, it is a slick top. So there's 2 different ways we can do this. Now, obviously, I would love to customize this bar. 10 out of 10, there's your slick top right there, but we can't, unfortunately. So there's different ways we can do this. We can set the top to be amber, the bottom to be blue and red, and have it alternate up and down. Or you can take the double flasher and do what I do and just have it red and blue, which is an authentic pattern. They do have a setting in their light bar and also slick top to void the amber. So it's just wig-wagging red and blue. So that's normally what I end up doing just because it's somewhat of an authentic pattern. I don't like the void. I don't like to add the amber. It doesn't look good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add blue. Add 7. Now this should be set. It is backwards. Look at that. So we'll mess with global settings in a minute, but this is pretty much what we're going to work with right here, okay? Now I can take a double flasher and have one side red. I'm sorry, outside, which will be the left side, red, right side blue, and then inside will be amber, and then inside will be amber here. I can make it wig-wag like that, but I never did like that look. I always thought it looked weird. So, it is what it is. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and pick one of these lights here. We're going to go ahead and set our setting up, which is going to be 7, and then it's going to be 6. Or, I'm sorry, 8. And there's our perfect wig-wag. And as you can see from the front light, it is synced up to the appropriate side. But here's the problem. Oh, here's the catch, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can see our blue is not matched up. So we're going to go ahead and fuck with some shit and see if it breaks it. Nope, there we go. We're going to set to global 1. Because this side is set to global 1, this side is set to global 2. And there's your perfectly synced slick top. And this honestly looks fucking legit as fuck. If I'm being completely honest with everybody. That looks so goddamn sexy. It is not even funny, ladies and gentlemen. To slap a polar bear skin on that, you are in business, ladies and gentlemen. That is so goddamn clean. Alright, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. Let's go ahead and go in-game and check this out and see if the lights are in sync or if Wolf is an idiot. One of the two. Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so here is the finished product, and as you can see, these lights are synced up 100%. It is not going to leave that setting unless you manually change it or take a light away. But as you can see, that is perfectly in sync except for my headlights. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. If I can get my headlights to sync up with this, oh, fucking A. Especially the new halos on the Charger. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, man. So, there is the slick top Dodge Charger and also the marked unit for the Charger. And that's pretty much how I made it. And it was honestly pretty cool to relearn how to make that again. Very clean indeed. So like I said, it's full on customization. So obviously, passenger side, global 1. Driver's side is going to be global 2. And there you go. And this is why Wolf's going to start driving slick tops instead of the marked units, because I cannot sync up the light bar to the appropriate speed. Unless I'm missing something, which, you know what, could also be a possibility. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is how I made the CHP lighting package. And I'm not gonna lie, it looks very clean, but just one day just fucking around, I found out that I could technically somewhat have synced lights for the front of the car, because the grill lights never did sync up appropriately. But that is a-okay. Now, y'all may have heard me say something about a command car. The Commander's Charger. What is the Commander's Charger? I will say this right now. It is super easy to make. Blue, blue. And I don't believe he has mirror lights on that car, so there would be no mirror lights. So it's red and blue. It is the only vehicle in the CHP fleet that has blue lights in the front of the grille. Look it up. It's very, very cool to see, and I learned about it a couple months ago. So it's very cool. But yeah, very, very easy to make. So with all of that, it's a polar bear, by the way. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all are fucking amazing. Thank you guys so much for the amounts of support. Again, we're on the road to 300 subs. We have lots of things in store. For those that would like a little bit of a sneak peek, definitely consider checking out the Discord. There's amazing people there. And yeah, we'll go from there. Y'all are fucking amazing. And we'll go from there. Y'all have a fantastic day. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.